Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikita and I bring useful tips and tricks that can help you take a step closer to the industry. In the previous video, I talked more about how you can try some hacky methods that can quickly help you discover jobs with the recent timing and can also help you stand ahead in the queue. If you missed watching that video, then I strongly encourage you to watch that video after this video. That video is a really useful way for you to discover the latest job openings and my personal script that can help you discover job opportunities. In today's video, we will be touching more upon if you're coming from a SWE background, then how can you prepare for a TPM world? So, before I get started, I want you to subscribe to my channel, like this video and drop a comment in the comment section below because you may just forget doing that later. So let's do that on a count of 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. So if you are a software engineer, then you may be familiar with getting the requirements from your stakeholders, maybe from your team lead, or if you're a team lead, then maybe from your manager or your customers or your leadership. But there is a little bit of difference when it comes to the TPM world. Now imagine in a SWE world, you were told that you need to implement the end-to-end design of a particular application. But in a TPM world, you may be given a broad set of problem statement and then you would have to design a program that can help you and the team lead the end-to-end delivery of the given problem statement that you were allocated to. Now, what does this mean? So imagine you were told you have to improve the reliability of a particular software by 20%. And then you have to go and figure out how do you do that? How do you achieve that? So your first and immediate question would be, who are the stakeholders here? As a TPM, it's very important to understand the team structure, the stakeholders, the leadership, and the client slash sponsors of the project. Once you understand that, along with the team, which is your engineering team, you would be walking to your respective stakeholders to gather the requirements. Through these discussions, as a TPM, you will be ensuring that there is clarity in the requirements and you will be eliminating the ambiguity in the stakeholder requirements that were shared to you. Along with that, you will be focusing on the core problem statement, which is how do you improve the reliability of a given solution. So you will be actually working with the team to derive the baseline metrics and you will also be understanding if there were certain things that were done in the past and documenting those for the engineering team's reference for the future. Now, this is a little bit about the requirement gathering phase, especially if it is a 0 to 1 project. But for projects which are already ongoing, you would take some time to understand the stakeholders, the state of the project, and the historical context of the program. Now, once the requirement gatherings are done, then you would be working with your team in terms of building a roadmap slash execution plan. So in terms of roadmap, you would be trying to understand what is the critical path to reach the end goal that you're trying to achieve. What are the different requirements you need to have in terms of implementing the solution that can help you achieve the end goal? So you will be closely partnering with your engineering team to design those blocks that can help you reach the end goal. Now, you would be seeing if certain things can be done in parallel or if things have a critical path to ensure end-to-end success of the project. And once these blocks are built, the obvious thing that you will be focusing on is timelines. So, you will be ensuring that there are good timelines associated to every roadmap block that you have created, and then along with that you have timelines that can be shared with your sponsors, clients, and other leadership stakeholders. Now once this is done, you are in charge of the team's velocity. So you would be trying to understand what are the dependencies, what are the risks in order to achieve the end goal. You will be documenting those and sharing with the respective stakeholders to ensure they are aligned about all of these factors that you have accounted for. You would be looking at the resource allocation And you will also be looking at milestone level view for each of the block that has been a part of the roadmap that you had created. So you will be distilling the roadmap 2 or 3 steps further from the key results that you're trying to achieve to high level tasks, the subtasks, and the milestones associated to all of these. So that's how you would be creating a project level view for the entire engineering team to understand how they are expected to deliver during the state of the project. Now, once all of this has been defined and as execution starts, as a good TPM, especially with a company like Google, you are expected to have an iterative model. Things may work. At times, you may need iterative feedback from the clients, and at times, you may also have to work on an agile methodology because not everything can be designed at the start of the project. So, as you work with your engineering team to bring clarity towards execution, you will be continuously documenting those and regularly communicating with your stakeholders. That's not all. You will be also sharing weekly communications. You would be hosting regular cadences with your engineering team, with your directors or your senior leadership, and with your clients as applicable to ensure they are well aware of the state of the project. And wherever there are risks, you would be mitigating those along with your engineering team to unblock them to achieving success. Now, risks could be potentially because there are dependencies on third party teams, or there could be velocity related concerns within the team itself. You will be partnering with your engineering side of stakeholders to ensure these are unblocked. And wherever you think that you may not have enough influence, you will be taking or pulling the right ropes to ensure the project is unblocked and is delivering towards success. So, we spoke more about planning, we spoke more about execution, and then throughout, I spoke all about communication because you are the face of the program. Whenever someone reaches out to you, you should be the one who can give them an end to end overview of what the project is about and how it is moving along the course of action that you plan to take. Well, I hope you found this video helpful and you have some idea about how you can prepare towards becoming a TPM from a SWE world. If you want me to share some tips along how can you prepare for Google interviews, especially for TPM world, then drop a comment in the comment section below. I will be happy to help you curate a video specifically talking more about how you can prepare to the world of becoming a TPM, especially in a company like Google. So stay tuned for more such useful tips and don't forget to share these videos with as many folks as possible who might benefit from this content. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.